I'm sorry, did you say something?
Daniel James.
Alicia Gregory.
I see you found yourself a little in-flight entertainment.
Mm-hmm. I would like to live in the moment.
I'm not just a bad date.
Hey, everybody, here we go!
I am done playing with you.
10, 9, 6, 5.
What's up, y'all? What is up? It's your girl EJ, and welcome to the recap, y'all. Now, today we're going to be talking about the BET Plus original movie Hello. Now, if you're into movies like this, then make sure to go ahead and subscribe to your girl channel because I'm going to be doing recaps like this all the time. Let's get into it, y'all. Okay, y'all. So this movie stars MARCILLE, who you probably know as the madam on All the Queen's Men. It also stars Deborah Winings, who you probably remember as Charity from the TV show Greenleaf. And it also stars Charles Weber, who you probably remember as Frank from How to Get Away with Murder. Okay, y'all, so the synopsis of this movie reads, flight attendant Alicia hopes her dark past is finally behind her when she hits it off with a charming financier, Daniel, on New Year's Eve. But her long-buried secrets lead to deadly surprises. Okay, y'all, so let's get into this recap of Hello. Now, look, this movie is definitely going to be classified as like a thriller drama, and I'm just going to be giving you the Cliff Note versions of the movie, so that way, you know, if you decide that you want to watch it, you can go and watch it. But if you have watched it already, you know, we can definitely have a conversation about it down in the comments. Now, look, y'all, this movie is going to start out with your girl Alicia. You know, she's a flight attendant and she's on her way back home, and she's going to run into this guy named Daniel on the plane, you know, and they're going to hit it off really well. Now, Daniel, of course, is going to ask her out, but she's kind of like, I don't know if I really want to go out with him. And mainly because, you know, Alicia doesn't really like dating outside of her race. And so she's kind of apprehensive about it. Now, at the same time, there's also the whole issue of Alicia kind of being stuck in a rut. Now, Alicia had a boyfriend, someone that she was really close to, someone that she loved, named Troy. Troy ended up going to prison. And while he was in prison, you know, he was killed in prison. So because of this, she just hasn't really opened up or let anyone in. You know, she goes out, but not with the intention of trying to have a relationship. Now, her girl, Nicole, who is also her roommate, who is also a flight attendant, who's being played by Deborah Winings, is always gassing her up. You know, she's like, look, you need to get out here. You need to do something different. You know, you haven't dated. So she's gassing her up to go out. So she does end up letting the guy know that, hey, you know, I'm gonna think about it. So anyway, as she gets home, we're going to be introduced to a few more characters. Now, in my opinion, I think we kind of got introduced to these characters kind of sort of just because, you know, they needed some filler space in the movie. I don't know, because it just felt kind of out of place. But we are going to meet the neighbors. So the neighbors, Miss Valentine, who is a retired cop of 22 years, she's going to be there, and she's going to be throwing a New Year's Eve party. This is something that she does every single year. Now, we are going to also meet her nephew, who you can tell immediately kind of has a thing for Alicia. Now, they're going to ask her, hey, can we store some of this champagne and stuff at your place? And she's going to be like, cool. She has nothing to do, so she's good with it. So anyway, as Alicia makes it back into her home, she later decides, hey, I'm going to take this guy up on his offer. I'm going to call him up and I'm going to go out with him. So she ends up going out to dinner with Daniel. The problem is your boy Daniel shows up way late, and, you know, of course, she mad. Like, who wouldn't be mad at somebody showing up like an hour late, you know? So he ends up kind of talking her down and calming her down. And so they end up having a really good time. Now, of course, they're only trying to get to the one thing. You already know, you know what I'm saying? So they make plans to make it back to her place to do what it do. Now, of course, they're going to get back to her place. She's going to go put on a little something, you know, more sexier, a little something more comfortable, you know what I mean? And she's going to come back out. And then this movie is going to go from just kind of trickling, like a little bit of inching up. I mean, honestly, let's just keep it real. It's going to go from moving kind of slow to immediately escalating, you know what I'm saying? Because as she comes out, she's, you know, she thinks she about to get it on, but instead Daniel like flips the script on her right then, and he starts to talk about Troy, and then next thing you know, he's elbowing her right in the face, and then she's tied up. And Troy apparently liked to run his mouth because Troy done told this man all his business. He done told him about $2.7 million in diamonds. He done told him all about his girl. He done told him like everything about their life. So he knew a lot of information. But the funny part about it was that she also knew a lot of information about him. So come to find out, this dude is like the CO of a prison. You know what I'm saying? And he was kind of like the errand boy for all these prisoners. So I don't know exactly. They don't go into a whole lot of detail as to what happened in prison with him and Troy. But apparently he lets Alicia know like, hey, I'm the one who killed him. You know, so things just kind of, that entire night is just like a back and forth of him trying to get this information out of her. And she's just like fighting the entire time. Like every chance she gets, she's fighting. So that's what Daniel is looking for. Now, of course, Alicia's going to adamantly say, hey, I don't have these diamonds. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. There is going to be a time when the nephew of the neighbor is going to come downstairs to get the rest of that champagne. However, Daniel's going to kind of play it off and make it seem like he and her are, you know, getting it on instead. And so he's going to grab the champagne and he's going to end up leaving. So, of course, you know, nobody helps her, even though it's like a gazillion cops upstairs at this party. Nobody can help her out of the situation that she's in. So eventually, you're going to see a few clips where the roommate seems to be calling and texting, but of course, she's not answering. So the roommate is going to end up coming home. She's going to catch Daniel in the act of trying to rape her roommate, and she's going to clock him. You know what I'm saying? She's going to clock him hard. And next thing you know, he's going to end up falling and hitting his head, and you know, your boy Daniel is just gone. He's out of there. So I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, did all that just end? Like, it's just over? So I was like, it can't be just over because that was just too simple. That was too easy. So, of course, nothing is ever that simple when it comes to, you know, a movie. And of course, we knew that there had to be some sort of plot, some sort of twist that came into it. So your girl, you know, Alicia is a little, she's scared. You know what I'm saying? She just went through this whole situation and, you know, she's still a little shaken up. And so her roommate is like, look, you need to figure out what we need to call the cops. You need to tell them what's going on, you know, figure out what you're going to say, you know, what all happened. And she's like, hey, just let me get myself together. So when she goes to make the phone call, she's actually going to pick up Daniel's phone. And when she picks up Daniel's phone, she's going to see your girl Nicole's name all up and down the phone. Like, you know, is it done? Yada, yada. Like, I'm like, really, Nicole? Really? That's what we doing? Of course it's the roommate. I mean, of course it's the roommate. So come to find out, your girl Nicole was in on this the entire time. So the only reason why she even became her roommate was because she was planted there to find the diamonds, but she wasn't able to find them, you know? And so that's when Daniel decided, hey, I'm going to try to figure this out myself. I'm going to insert myself into her life and I'm going to do this my way. But he couldn't get the diamonds either. And your girl, Nicole, ended up killing him because she's like, look, I'm going to get these diamonds and I'm going to keep all the diamonds. I don't need no partner. So, of course, she tries to bully her into giving her the diamonds. She pulls a gun out on her, but they get into a fight. Alicia ends up killing her. And then, you know, Alicia has to tell the police about what happened, only she conveniently leaves out the diamonds, of course. So anyway, y'all, when it's all said and done, of course your girl Alicia had the diamonds. You already know this. And the diamonds were hidden in plain sight this entire time. Even Daniel picked up the diamonds and didn't even realize that he picked them up. When he poured out the contents of her purse, he poured out the medicine bottle, and lo and behold, the diamonds were inside of the medicine bottle this entire time. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how they did all of this and the diamonds were right there in plain sight. So in my opinion, I think that this was a pretty decent movie. I mean, I enjoyed looking at it. Was it a little bit predictable? I think all BET Plus original movies are slightly predictable in some sort of way at some point. But I did really enjoy looking at the movie. I did really enjoy seeing Eva, you know, not blowing off somebody's head per se, you know, like she does in All the Queen's Men, even though I'm here for the madam all day long. But it was just kind of nice seeing her play in something else. She was still kind of a little hard, still kind of, you know, she definitely was about that life as well, but she was a little more soft and sensitive in this, and I really enjoyed kind of seeing her play in this movie. So overall, I think it's a pretty good watch, especially if you like thriller drama types of movies. So I liked it. Okay, y'all, so that's what's up with the movie Hello, starring Eva Marcille. Let me know what y'all thought about this movie if you've already watched it. Go ahead and get the conversation started down in the comments. And until next time, guys,